What's going on, y'all? It's Joker Man Uno here, coming at you live. Just saw the Nintendo Switch Direct. Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 revealed a whole bunch of information about the actual console itself, capabilities, features, specs, but also games that are coming out, third-party games, and I'm going to tell you my likes and dislikes from the announcement based on what I heard. Let's just get right into it. First, the Joy-Cons. I think the Joy-Cons are pretty great. We learned that there is a new C button, which is basically the button that has just been unnamed for all this time on the original Nintendo Switch. It's right there on the right bottom underneath the Joy-Con. You used it to, what did you use that button for? It really just brought up the UI of the Switch and stuff like that, I believe. Or maybe it was part of the taking a picture capabilities of it, like capturing screenshots and little snippets, but now it has full functionality. They call it the C button. It has several features, including that, but as well as the chat system, which we'll delve into a little bit later. It has a bigger SR, which are the buttons on the top of the Joy-Cons. I enjoy that. Those tiny buttons were really not great for giant meaty claws such as these. It has the magnetic connections, which is great because one of the things that's wrong with my Switch now, my very first edition Switch, original Switch, is that any movement I make shakes the Joy-Con. The screen pops up saying that I need to reattach my Joy-Cons, and it fucks me up on games that are reactionary respondent. So I appreciate that. Another like I mentioned before, there's finally a microphone chat cam compatibility with the Switch, which is a long time coming. It's actually pretty disappointing that it's taken this long for a Switch, for a Nintendo product console, to finally have these capabilities. We've had these capabilities since the PS3, Xbox 360 days. Of course, you had to buy peripherals, but it wasn't as bad as the peripherals you had to buy in 2017 when the Switch came out. It was just devastatingly bad, cripplingly bad. It was one of the worst things about the Switch, but they fixed it in big old 2025. You can look at other people's screens that you're talking to. You can chat on the go. It's built in. You don't need another app to talk to people. They can hear you without a headset, although I would like headset capabilities, which they did not speak on. I would love to use a headset with a microphone. It has noise canceling, which is great. It works in docked mode and handheld mode. I appreciate that, although it's taken much too long to work through. There's a game they announced, because you can also use the Joy-Cons as a mouse, like a literal mouse. There's a game called Drag and Drive that looks really cool. It looks like Basketball Rocket League, and the character designs, instead of cars, are anthropomorphic people, kind of, with wheelchair type bodies. It's the opposite of ableist, and I think it's pretty cool. I see what they're doing. I think it's really dope that they make the character designs like that. I think the gameplay looks really fun. It's something arcadey about it. It's something very &1 Rocket League about it, and I hope it becomes a competitive title for the system. I like the release date of June 5th. I think that's close enough, but far enough to get my pockets in order to make some more announcements of some other games that are coming out for the platform, which you're definitely going to need, because we're going to talk more about what's coming out on day one a little bit later, and we'll circle around back to this point. In terms of what games are coming out, it has a very healthy third-party catalog. They did this with the Switch originally. That's why the Switch has such a deep catalog of games. It's just because there's so many third-party games and indie titles that are on it, and they're continuing that with the Switch 2, which is a terrific idea. But you're also getting bigger IPs with slight, special edition add-ons to it, which includes Elden Ring Tarnished version. I'm very interested to see what the Switch offers with Elden Ring, this new Elden Ring title. Tony Hawk 3+4, which is not out yet, but it will be here along with Borderlands 4, first day for the Switch. And it looks like it includes a Bikini Bottom stage and a new skater. I don't know if that'll be included in the full version. Probably will in the multi-platform version, or if it's just the Switch. It's probably all of them, but it got revealed here, so plus for the Switch. GameCube games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online exclusive to the Switch 2, and there are very awesome titles like Pokemon Colosseum and Soul Calibur 2 with the guest character Link in it. And if you don't know about that, that was a glorious time in the GameCube gaming era, is when Soul Calibur 2 came out. So I'm so happy to play Soul Calibur 2 again. I was literally just talking about Soul Calibur 2 in a recent stream I had. So great news for me. And it even comes with a special GameCube like controller, which is dope. Then, which I wasn't ready for, which I'm very interested to see how the internet reacts to it and to see if it's officially what I think it is, because it looks like it in everything but the name. A spiritual successor for Bloodborne was announced exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2 called Duskbloods. I had never played Bloodborne 2, but I recognize the iconography. It's a From Software IP. I feel like it is a new IP, and I feel like it is a direct spiritual successor of Bloodborne. It looks just like it. I don't know if it is. I would have to speak to a Bloodborne fan, but it looks like it, and I think it's hilarious, and it answers why Sony has treated Bloodborne like a redheaded stepchild for all these years. It's because it's continuing its legacy on Nintendo. That would answer a lot of questions if that's the case, but it looks cool nonetheless. Also, what looks cool is Donkey Kong Bonanza. I realized watching this trailer, I'm over here like, yeah, Donkey Kong deserves another 64 treatment. I realized that I enjoy 3D Donkey Kong more than I enjoy 2D Donkey Kong, and I enjoy 2D Mario more than I enjoy 3D Mario. So this is a open welcome to me. I don't mind Donkey Kong's new design. I noticed it. I saw the internet reacting to it not a long time ago, but an internet time. It feels like a long time ago. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope he sounds like Seth Rogen. And I think that's all for likes. Now, my don't likes. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 likes. Hey, Edit Joker Man here. I just want to say the other thing that I like is the dock now has full functionality and up-reses your resolution to 4K. I, for a long time, never understood why it was just a giant projector for the original, but now it has some functionality. I do like that. Also, expect to see me a little bit more because I have another correction to make later on in the video. Enjoy. I believe. I don't think I skipped any, but I have about 4 don'ts, and we're going to get right into it. No micro SD compatibility. So the micro SD that you invested in all these years with the Nintendo Switch is not compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2. It's great that the internal storage of the Nintendo Switch 2 is 8 times bigger than the initial one, which is great, but it kind of sucks that you can't use your old SD anymore, and you have to go through that process of transferring your games from your old Switch to your new Switch to save files. And it's no telling if even all of those games would be compatible, because there's like so many disclaimers in this presentation that says select titles will have compatibility with Nintendo Switch 2. There's no OLED. When Switch 2 was initially announced to be coming out soon from Wall Street Journal, they talked about how they are not doing the OLED, even though it was rumored that they would be, and they would opt for an LCD screen instead. And then they pushed the game back for the following year. And I thought they did that because they heard all the complaints about there not being an OLED screen. And I believe they didn't include an OLED screen for 2 reasons. One reason is so they can do what they did with the original Switch and just release a Switch 2 OLED, and people will spend money, the extra amount of money that it takes to produce an OLED screen for this system, which is probably another $50 to $100. And that brings me to reason 2 is probably to keep the price at where it's at, which I think is $399. I'm not sure if they set the price here officially, but let's make sure. Yeah, they still don't have the price up here. GameStop, they don't have a price up here. Best Buy, I know Best Buy leaked it at first, but they don't have a price. So we didn't get any confirmation. We just got a date. We will probably get confirmation soon on a price point. So that's something else that I didn't like. So let's make that 5. No price yet. Edit Joker Man here again. As you can see on the screen, Wario 64 put out a price point. Is it a little bit more expensive than it should be than I predicted? Sure. Is it going to stop me from buying this thing at release? Absolutely not. In fact, I already registered for pre-order. Back to the video. Ridiculous. Switch 2 editions instead of upgraded backwards compatibility. Some backwards compatibility like Jamboree only include and implement features on the Nintendo Switch, like being able to use a mouse, being able to use your voice, being able to use the camera, the sold separately camera, by the way, I should add. And other games actually boost up the frame rates and boost up the fidelity, the graphics, and I appreciate that. I think Metroid Prime is getting that. I've seen Pokemon Za is getting that. But those are two new games that will be releasing two separate versions of the game. But for older titles like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, those are getting graphic enhancements. Those are getting new features from the Nintendo Switch 2. That's getting a GPS app for your phone so you can traverse the map better. Is getting pushed up frame rates, and that'll probably be the way I play Breath of the Wild, because I have not beaten it yet, even though I own it. But one thing that I don't like about that is you need an upgrade pack to upgrade your stuff, and they didn't give you a price on the upgrade pack. And that's probably because prices vary depending on the game. But I would still like to have a ballpark figure to help me determine whether or not I'm actually gonna delve into these upgraded editions, because if it's like buying the same game twice at the same price point, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Lastly, like what I was alluding to before in my likes, a lot of the same day games are largely older titles, tech demo type titles, which is to say, you know, that Switch game that teaches you the ins and outs of your Switch, as well as that Drag and Drive game. I mean, it's a cool looking game, but I feel like it's there as like a Switch 2 sort of tech demo for its features. I'm not even sure what all the features are. I'm not sure if it even uses gyroscoping, so don't hold me to that. Or they're a special Switch 2 edition of a game that previously came out for the Switch 2. I mean, we're also getting new games like Borderlands 4 and the Tony Hawk 3 and 4, and the Mario Kart World game, which that's cool. Of course, you're gonna get those types of games, but I just wish it was just a little like, I was hoping the Bloodborne announcement was gonna be a first-party title that was coming to the Switch 2. That was just like a must-have. I wasn't expecting no Zelda. I don't know what I was expecting really, but yeah, that kind of bothered me. But yeah, that's how I feel. Those are my feelings. Those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think. How did the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct rub you? Were there some things you liked, some things you didn't? Let me know. I appreciate you. This is Jokerman Uno signing out. Peace.